Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Young and the Restless spoilers for next week. Daniel's warning, Nick in the middle, and Claire speaks up. The Young and the Restless spoilers for next week's episodes of the hit CBS soap tease the aftermath of Heather's veil bloom. Death takes center stage. November sweeps are looming, so Y&R is gearing up for twists and turns to explode in Geno City all month long. There's no question the daytime drama has recently been all over the place regarding storylines. It seems that will be the name of the game as the show heads into the pivotal sweeps month. Along with the fallout of Heather's demise, we will see Victor, Eric Braden, continue to play people like puppets, while a new mystery plagues Nate, Dominic. The Young and the Restless isn't just barreling into sweeps month. A special anniversary episode for Michelle Stafford, Phyllis, and a milestone episode for the show are on the horizon. Geno City is rocked by Heather's death, and Chance, Connor Floyd, is on the case. The cop gives Daniel, Michael Graziadei, a serious warning after new evidence comes to light. Unfortunately, Chance doesn't know that the new evidence was brought up courtesy of Sharon Case. That's right, Sharon makes a bold move to cover her tracks with all signs pointing to her framing Daniel for Heather's murder. Chance gets more than he bargained for when he interrogates Sharon about Heather. Their talk brings more questions than answers for the cop. Meanwhile, Daniel is forced to break more bad news to Lucy, Lily Brooks O'Brien, about her mother. The fallout of Heather's death has Nick, Joshua Morrow, caught between Sharon and Phyllis. In fact, Sharon grows frustrated with Nick's mixed signals as the week goes on. Victor relishes in managing to cause chaos for the Abbott family. Considering Kyle, Michael Mueller, stole an idea from Jabut, it's a safe bet the chaos is Jack, Peter Bergman, and Diane, Susan Walters, getting wind of what their son did courtesy of the mustache. The Abbotts aren't the only ones on Victor's radar. Victor has Abbott Chancellor in his sights, which is why he suddenly changes the rules of their deal on Lily Crystal Cowell. No one, even Lily, should be surprised by Victor's betrayal. It's what Victor does best after all. We do get to see Victor's softer side for a brief second next week though. Victor is on hand to help Abby Melissa Ordway, who needs rescuing. This week, Claire, Haley Aaron, saw Kyle in a new light because of his feud with Audra Zalika Silver. Claire puts Kyle on the spot, wanting to know all the details of Audra and his past. While finding out more about Kyle, Jack gives Claire a history lesson on the Abbott-Newman feud. Elsewhere in Geno City, Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, gets a win, while Cole, J. Eddie Peck, wants answers from Victoria Amelia Heino. Plus, Nate returns to town with news that shakes things up in his family. Next week on The Young and the Restless, tensions are running high as secrets begin to surface, loyalties are tested, and unexpected alliances form. Geno City is about to witness some intense confrontations and emotional showdowns, with Daniel's cryptic warning, Nick's increasingly complicated role, and Claire finally finding her voice at a critical moment. Daniel's warning, trouble on the horizon. Daniel Romalotti has always had a knack for sensing when things are about to go south. As someone who has faced his share of chaos and heartbreak, his intuition is finely tuned, and next week, he's convinced that something big is about to happen. After getting wind of some shady dealings involving Adam and Sally, Daniel can't stay silent anymore. His protective instincts are triggered, especially when he learns about Sally's wavering feelings between Adam and Nick. Daniel knows that if Sally's romantic turmoil deepens, it could have serious ripple effects, affecting not only Sally's future but also his bond with his old flame and close friend, Lily. In a tense conversation with Lily at Crimson Lights, Daniel drops the bombshell. "I don't trust Adam's motives," he says, his voice low but firm. "There's something off, and I'm worried Sally's going to get caught in the crossfire. I need to talk to Nick." But it's not just Adam that has Daniel on edge. He's been noticing a strange shift in the Abbott family dynamics, particularly with Billy and Jack clashing more often than usual. While Daniel doesn't want to jump to conclusions, he's beginning to suspect that Billy's risky behavior could have deeper implications for Jabut. He warns Lily to keep an eye on Billy, but she brushes it off, thinking it's just Daniel's protective nature rearing its head. I know Billy's not perfect, Lily replies, but he wouldn't risk everything like that, not again. Daniel isn't convinced. His instincts are rarely wrong, and as the week progresses, his unease only grows. He knows he has to act fast to stop the impending fallout. Nick in the middle. A battle of loyalties. Nick Newman has always prided himself on being the steady one in the family, the rock in a sea of Newman drama. But next week, Nick finds himself in a position he's been dreading for weeks, caught in the middle of the ongoing feud between Adam and Victoria. With the Newman family constantly at odds, Nick feels the weight of the world on his shoulders as he tries to balance his loyalty to his siblings while also keeping his relationship with Sally afloat. Victoria, emboldened by her newfound authority at Newman Enterprises, is determined to push Adam out for good. She sees him as a liability, a wild card who could undo all the hard work she's put into securing her place at the top. She wants Nick on her side, but Nick, ever the peacekeeper, isn't so sure. He's grown weary of the endless back and forth between Adam and Victoria, knowing that siding with one will only push the other away. At the same time, Adam, embittered by his strained relationship with his family, is more determined than ever to prove himself. He makes a bold move to outmaneuver Victoria, and Nick is caught in the crossfire. When Adam confides in Nick about his next step, Nick is torn. Adam's plan isn't without merit, and Nick can't help but sympathize with his brother's desire for redemption, but aligning with Adam could spell disaster for his relationship with Victoria, and potentially put him at odds with the rest of the family. As if that weren't enough, Sally's continued uncertainty between Nick and Adam only adds to his growing list of problems. Her lingering feelings for Adam are causing friction between her and Nick, making him question whether they can survive the turmoil. In a heated exchange, Sally pleads with Nick to understand her situation, but Nick's patience is wearing thin. "I can't keep fighting this battle for you, Sally," Nick says, his voice tinged with frustration. "You need to decide what you want, because I'm not going to compete with Adam for the rest of my life." With Victoria breathing down his neck, Adam pulling him into a risky scheme, and Sally's emotional tug-of-war, Nick is left wondering how long he can keep everything from falling apart. Claire speaks up, a game-changing moment. Claire Grace has been a quiet but significant presence in Genoa City for some time now, especially in the Abbott household. She's often kept her thoughts to herself, observing the family drama from the sidelines, but next week, Claire is finally pushed to her breaking point. As the tension between Billy and Jack escalates, Claire finds herself caught in the middle of their feud, and she can no longer remain silent. The breaking point comes during a heated argument between Billy and Jack at Jabut. Billy, fed up with Jack's constant disapproval of his decisions, threatens to walk away from the family business for good. "You don't trust me, Jack," Billy shouts. "You never have and you never will. Maybe it's time I finally stop trying to prove myself to you." Jack, visibly frustrated, fires back, "You've been reckless, Billy, and it's only a matter of time before you destroy everything we've built. I won't stand by and watch you tear this family apart." As their voices rise, Claire, who has been quietly working nearby, can no longer hold her tongue. She steps forward, her voice steady but firm. "Enough," she exclaims, her words cutting through the tension like a knife. Both Jack and Billy turn to face her, surprised by the outburst. "You're both so focused on proving who's right and who's wrong that you're missing the bigger picture," Claire continues. "This isn't just about Jabot or the family business. It's about the future of this family. You're tearing each other apart, and for what? Ego? Pride? It has to stop." Her words leave both men momentarily speechless. Claire's unexpected stand forces them to reconsider their actions, and though neither is willing to back down completely, her intervention sparks a moment of reflection. Claire, for the first time, realizes the power of her voice and the impact she can have on those around her. But Claire's newfound confidence doesn't end there. As the week progresses, she finds herself in another pivotal moment, this time involving Kyle and Summer. When she overhears a conversation that could change the course of their relationship, Claire is faced with a difficult decision: keep quiet and let the chips fall where they may, or step in and try to prevent disaster. With Daniel's warnings, Nick's mounting pressure, and Claire's powerful stand, next week promises to be one of the most explosive weeks Genoa City has seen in a long time. The stakes are higher than ever, and no one will come out unscathed.